different.
We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Did I say welcome to the main event?
Run that thing back, brother. You mad?
Oh, man.
Behave before you talk about what I'm talking about, yeah?
Disclaimer.
Run that thing back. Nah, man, stay there in your corner, man. Run that thing back, fam. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
We are live, guys. I'm saying Mr. Blitz Tech.
Living the GS.
Joe, one further to Cyber Nerds.
And welcome back to the finale of Invincible, where you really came from. And you know what you came for, and you know you want a lot more. So make sure you're subscribing to the channel, pressing that thumbs up if you're liking this content. And we know you are. If you want just more in life, if you want to see what we will see on the screen for this episode, go over to patreon.com/Cyber Nerds. And watch this watch along, because holy smokes, this season was just too lit. This whole Invincible thing, super lit. Super lit. This is what I mean by previously when I said Marvel and DC to keep, raise their, I don't know, like standards, so to speak.
They can't do this. They can't do
I'm
it.
not talking about the blood and gore, like, that's fine if they don't
They can't.
But if you remove...
What characters they doing this with?
I don't know.
They ain't got, bruv. They just ain't, bruv. They ain't got this kind of juice, fam.
They got stories, though.
They got stories.
And
Not this kind of juice.
No,
Bruv, do you see what we just saw, fam?
I know what we just saw.
That's a different level, bruv. Bruv, listen, I read bare Marvel and DC comics, yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
bro. I'm just saying there's animations out there
Bruv.
that have been doing the thing. For me, this feels like a mix between American animation and anime. And these can't be the only people doing this. These can't be. But if they are, I'm good. If these people the only are, I'm good. I'm
not I'm not saying the only ones doing it or have stories like this, but this is the why we need more content from like people who aren't Marvel and DC, bro. Because they can do their own thing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like the show is super legit, bro. Because I think, obviously, I don't know when the actual Invincible comic book came out, yeah, but it feels like it takes so many good things from like other places, and it also infuses it with just like you're saying, like from other almost genres, and drags it into this, bruv. And bruv, this thing's mad, bruv. This thing's mad.
Early 2000s.
So yes, bruv. So you know what I'm saying? You've got obviously someone who's grown up on traditional comic book superhero Batman and that gets this, bruv. Like this from bruv, like this is the future, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? It's mad, bruv. Like I love this, fam. And I think like just in the space in general, where we're at with Marvel and DC, where like the Marvel universe is into legacy characters now. It's great to see origin characters, original characters, origin stories that we've never heard before. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm with that, bro. So this series and the show, I don't know. I'm trying to think of another animated series that I think's better than this, and superhero one, and like one does not even come close to mind. Do you know what I'm saying? So. Anyway, like if you've got one, jump in the comment section below.
There's no way there's anything that's close to this, bro.
Grinning. I don't blame you. Though.
This thing is just nah, bro. This thing is different, bro. This thing is special, man. Like I'm lost for words over here, bro. Like the whole season has been a madness. Do you know what I mean? Just like you said, man, we're in the future, innit? And the thing is, if you're saying this came out in 2000 and we're getting it like 21 years later, bro, like, I'm speechless, bro. I'm legitimately speechless for not only this episode just raised the levels in so many ways. Like, I loved how there was no wasting time. There was no confusion. I liked how Mark, from the get-go, like, as soon as you saw his dad kill Immortal Man. Is it Immortal Man?
Immortal. The Immortal, yeah.
He clocked like there was something wrong. There was no time wasting on like deception or anything like that. I think that's one of the things I love about this show is that I don't want to say insult our intelligence, but it's just like, if you're
there's no hand holding, fam.
Yeah,
there's no like, oh, what is like, bro?
Yeah,
they
respect his audience.
bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you're inside the subject,
Mm.
it's very easy for you to understand without you even saying much. Do you know what I mean? So I love that Mark was going straight into, oh, something's wrong with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, like, oh, something's controlling him. And you see him trying to move his head, trying to see where the chip is and all of that. And then his dad gives it to him. And then we get the backstory where he's from. And now it's like, and not only you get the backstory and the reasons, because we kind of, I'm pretty sure we pointed out about his dad coming over and taking over them. But what I think it was even Joe that said, oh, what if these men find out that this man came here and he's not doing his job? Then what's it going to be like? But then I just love how he stuck with it. He stuck with it. And then also the flashbacks when Mark was younger and the conflict he had in him. And obviously, like, his mom spun on him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and he kind of, for a second, he forgot that, yo, I've been around for a minute. And maybe because that was that first time he was experiencing that, he went along with it. Because like you said, yo, what's 17 years? That's 9, but man's been around for a minute. So maybe for the next 20 years, I'll do this thing with these lot. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe for the next decade, I'll do this. But then soon as he gets to that point where it's like, all right, cool. This is enough. My son's got the powers. I've got X's, man. I've got to carry on with the mission. And that to me is like, rah, are you really the bad guy when your people live this way? We've seen you lot murk each other. Before you go out and conquer someone else, you guys had to conquer yourselves, which is something we've never had. Because usually it's like, who is it? DC. DC's Thanos, what's his name? Come on. Darkseid. Oh, it's conquer bare worlds and like, but what's the reason? Oh, because I can. While these lot is like, yo, we got X, everything that's weak around us before we even look outside. I love that. So now I'm like, all right, cool. Like, Omni Man, that's just who you are. There's no other reason for you guys to be going out here and conquer the worlds. That's just your sole purpose in life, just to be great. So when we have that backstory, you can accept. It's easy for you to accept who he is. Whether you see him as a villain or not, that's acceptable. Sick. Concept is sick. Like, credit to freaking what's the writer of this, man? Kirkman. Yeah, man. Fucking hell, bro. Sick, man. Sick. Never had this before.
It's like the whole like Thanos thing all over again. Like, obviously, on his planet, something has happened for him to then obviously lead his life that way. So obviously, from Omni Man's perspective, we can obviously like see where man's coming from. If he's like, obviously we are humans, so we're like, you are a villain because
you're over here killing us.
Yeah, you're
like,
gonna
obviously
take over. So that's never gonna be a good thing. But obviously, as Vulture they're like, gotta get rid of all the weak.
Bro,
that's just like
I'm fully team Omni Man, bro.
Like,
fully
get rid of all these man, all these planets.
Bruv, his logic, bruv.
That's what I'm saying. It's a Thanos thing, no?
It is a Thanos thing, but it's not. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's not even
better than Thanos.
Thanos' one is like, like
it's resources.
Yeah, bro.
Based on resources.
He's like, your world's gonna be better, bruv. Like these man don't know, like, and this is the thing. What's mad to me is like, like you don't, but like the way he's done it has happened like this because of the events that happened. But we don't know if like he was just gonna go to Cecil one day and be like, look, you man know what I can do. Do you know what I'm saying? You man just come on board. Because that's what he says to Mark. He's like, Mark, you're making me do this to show them not to fight back. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if Mark at that point was just like, or at the beginning was just like, all right, look, let's just go talk to Cecil. Bruv, it could have been a very diplomatic thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
But as human beings, they're not gonna.
Bro, yeah, that's fine.
And this is what is so amazing to me is because, all right, so he explains to Mark time. The longer you are older, you know what I'm saying, you age a lot slower. There is this concept that space-wise, size-wise, humans now become very microscopic. Do you know what I mean? It becomes very like a speck, like less than a grain of sand. Do you know what I'm saying? In the desert. So when you're up here and you look at these little things, yeah, like, and obviously us looking up, like, we just live in our own bubble. We think, oh, like, we're the thing. But these are merely just...
Yeah, omnipotent, literally.
And you're like, look at this. You know, what are you doing? Like, you know, just out here just murking each other, use your resources. Shut up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love that this is what they went for. It's sick, man. And obviously, you're gonna get, like, human beings are not gonna understand that because it's above their understand. It's above their existence, and that's what he's trying to tell Mark. But again, and that's why he blames her. Yo, I shouldn't have raised you like a human. But how is he gonna do that when he's on Earth?
I thought that. Do you know what? The point when Omni Man flies off, obviously they couldn't do this. But if I was Omni Man, I would have taken Mark with me. Do you know what I'm saying? Wherever I presume he's either gone to fly somewhere to go think about life for 10 years before he comes back or something like that. Or he's gone to some Viltrumite, whatever, headquarters. I would have just taken man, bruv. And I feel like it's funny because obviously in Superman and Lois, they have both dads have the same issue with patterning their kids ahead of time. Do you get what I'm saying? And then I thought about when Mark was like, bro, if I wasn't a Viltrumite, then what? Would have been nothing. And I thought like, the dynamic of, and that is actually the dynamic of Jordan in Superman and Lois is telling man as a youth, I'm a superhero and you're gonna have superpowers, and then him not getting them, where would his mind be, bruv? That would have been sick, fam. Like, but the show's mad, and going back to the hand-holding thing, I would love to see something like this in live action. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't say, can't say that they might have these scenes in the comic books. Do you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say they've ripped that from Man of Steel, but what they've done is they've taken just the stuff that we've seen as kids in Justice League Unlimited and all of that stuff and just shown you the actual real repercussions of what it has on the body count. And the scene which I love the most, where man's holding the house and you see the kid and the mum. In these scenes, they all somehow they'll survive. One of them survives. But I just like that, and they both get finished, bruv, because in this moment, we're actually trying to show you how insignificant and how easily this loss of life comes. Do you know what I'm saying, bruv? And Omni Man, bruv, just displays this thing so instantly. Like, these men are like ants, bruv. Yeah. They're just ants, bruv. And he's just, when it's summertime and you see bare ants running around and you're just, not that I do this disclaimer, you get me? And you just step on bare them, fam. That's how he was moving, fam. Yeah, and it's mad. The whole thing was mad, bruv.
But, there was this bare parallels like throughout the whole episode. Even obviously the beef between Mark and Omni Man was just
the fight is crazy.
Bro, obviously, like, animated versus American animation, probably never seen before. It was just too sick.
Not for this long.
Yeah, not even like,
not for this
maybe
long.
like 20 minutes.
Not for this
and
long.
The thing is, Mark
going in.
Probably couldn't even fight back, bro. Even if he tried, man was just getting finished, waxed, whatever. But I'm just loving the way now they're showing all these other characters since since Omni Man has left. Obviously, we're seeing all these other villains that might start be popping up, I'm guessing, next season. All the other heroes that they said they couldn't do anything but save lives. So I'm like, you being like demoted, obviously defending
the rescue
Earth.
unit.
But yeah, just to Just help lives now, like
Yeah.
Adam Eve was.
Yeah,
That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, I think that's actually a super sick dynamic. How obviously when we started, we had the original Guardians of the Globe, like the Justice League, who was actually saving. They were saving the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Them and Omni Man were the superheroes of the world. Them man get killed, and now their replacements can only like save people. Like they're not even good enough to like do the world destruction thing. But I think that's sick because obviously that puts Invincible as A1. I am Earth's hero, fam. And that I think is gangster. Because whenever these things come back now, I and this is one thing I want to see in season 2 is I want to see Invincible's training, bro. Because you know Omni Man's out there. You know what he did to man. Like I'm talking about on the arse whooping level. You know you've got to be ready. So I want to see the level of training that he's doing because they've already showed us that Cecil's on some next like he's already been on the next thing, but he's preparing for the return, innit? Like the whole of Earth and even the coalition are preparing to fight Viltrumites in general. But knowing that this can potentially be the hub of we're fighting back against Viltrumite like that. Viltrumite universe war? Brother.
I don't want to see that. Not even body count, bro. Planet count.
Bro, you see how you see man get punched through a building?
Yeah.
Man's gonna get punched through a planet, bro. I am sure we will see man get punched through a planet, fam. I'm sure of it, fam.
That's a scary thought because we've seen Omni Man decimate a planet. Obviously, in that time was probably months or whatever, weeks. So he said it as well. They're gonna come in and burn this thing down. Yeah. You said it, brother, and bro, I believe him. Like,
do you know what's sick about? Well, it's just too sick the way they spun this, bro. You start usually you start a superhero starts. His journey starts with something. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's an event that happens, whether it's a disaster, whether you've been sent to a planet. This event happens, then. You progressively, like as you fight and your enemies, you progressively get better, you get stronger. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to the first main event. Then you go back to the same thing. Start fighting, progressing, get stronger. Second main event. Here what they did was like, boom, X their Justice League from the get-go. Then they put his dad now, by the end of the first season, is like, this is the end game. But until we get there, now, I have to start all over again. And I already know what's to come. And this is what's sick, because now it's like, we are so aware of the potential of what's to come. And they've only gave us like a little glimpse of the beef, fam. This is what's sick about this thing, bro. Like, they have completely ignored the standard of superhero stories and fights and all of that crap. And again, this was done 21 years ago. I've been living in the wrong timeline, bro. I don't know where I've been living. I don't know what I've been doing my time reading comic books. Because the only thing that has come close to what I've witnessed, which I love till this day, is one of my favorite comic runs, is Injustice. So when I'm watching this, I've been living a lie.
I just think you're a good time, man. Because, bruv, just having this now on our doorstep, I'm appreciating this so much. Like, I even want to go back to the comic book, but I'm like, I don't want to over-tread what they've shown us right now. I just want this to marinate. Watch it again before season 2. I'm like, holy crap.
Now, do you know why? Because now I'm thinking, what other comic books that are out there that are not main household that I have not read?
Boy.
Jump in the comment section below and let me know. Like, I'll go and get this thing today.
Super true.
Because this is the kind of stuff I love.
Well, this whole thing is deep.
This thing is bad.
This whole thing is deep. I'm even going to look at the more stories that Kirkman's wrote as well, because this man's on
He
job.
did the Walking Dead, didn't it?
Mm.
Like there's quite a few of titles I've come across that he's did, but this is
Clearly, man's just on job. Man's just on the writing thing as well. And do you think this can translate well to live action though? You said it. You want to see it on live screen. I'm like,
bro,
has
man,
to be.
still already started.
I was about to say, Zack Snyder's the only guy so far.
The thing is, yeah, I hear what you're saying with that. Like, Zack Snyder does the thing, bro. But there's other man out there. All these men who do them mad zombie movies and stuff like that. I feel like they could translate something like this, bro. And the thing is, it's like, I wouldn't want them to OD on the gore. It's just showing the actual human casualty. Because it's like, in Man of Steel, people get upset about him going through the building and the building falling. And you never see like, no one ever gets, you never see anyone actually get finished. You just see the building collapse and people running away, fam. Something like this, where man just does his super speed and someone goes splat, bruv. I would, personally, I would love to see, bruv. If they're going to do Deadpool and do all this, you know what I'm saying? Like, in Deadpool, they'll have man chopping off arms, doing like fart jokes, pulling up wedgie, like bare, like over the top, dumb stuff. But if it's a Superman type character, it's then the next thing, bruv. No way, bruv. They should definitely do it, bruv.
You know what?
Definitely.
I think a company like Amazon, who's already started this, is perfect for it. And funny enough, a few months back, I started watching The Walking Dead for the first time. And that was one of the things that really pulled me into it, is like the way people were getting finished. Like, left, right, and center. So, I want to say it is possible. Imagine Kirk, who wrote this stuff, imagine how frustrated it was with The Walking Dead. But we was like, did you see that damn dude? Like, so, in a way, I want to say it is possible. But you'd need someone like Amazon, like a platform who doesn't have that Disney, I'm gonna say Disney identity with their characters, where you don't, do you know what I mean? You don't mess with.
I'm already bugging. I'm already bugging because I thought back. Obviously, the boys, bruv, and that they've got pop claw. Do you know what I'm saying? Sitting on man's face and his head exploding. So it's that, like, they've already started it, but I feel like, Amazon can do it because they're right now on this whole, we're doing our own superhero things, but I wouldn't be against just any singular studio. Just make a movie, like anyone. Just do the thing, bruv, because I feel like it's sick, bruv. Get me? But yeah, they are doing it with the boys, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Homelander moves mad in that, on all of that, but I still want to see like a film, like a, you know what I'm saying?
Like cinemas.
Bruv!
Yeah,
Bruv! A ting, bruv. Like a real ting.
Amazon,
like
hit us up, man.
Bruv, in fact, let me not give you my ideas.
Man, hit us up. We can work on the movie. We can do that.
Yeah. Still, just love Invincible. That's all I gotta say. Glad that you guys have shown us the way, waiting for more seasons. Take your time, but don't take too long, because we ain't like Omni Man out here. We ain't got 500 years still. But guys, let us know in the comments down below what you think of this episode, what you think of this season. And yeah, if you want more Cyberners, go over to our social media, Twitter, Instagram, and yeah, we'll see more.
What are you watching next?
Woo! Is it that Netflix thing?
What's that? What's it called?
Is it Yasuke? I can't remember how to pronounce it, to be honest. The Black Samurai thing.
Come on, bro. You're supposed to be ready. You're supposed to know this information so you can give the fam so they know what's coming on Patreon next.
Go to Patreon, innit? That's where the answers are at.
There you go. Because I ain't got them. But anyway, I'm saying Mr. Blitztech.
Revenue GS.
Show 1/3 of the Cyber Nerds.